in our history. The worst in our history. You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second? Do you did? You see Brock Okoro? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter for a second? Do you did? You see Barack Obama last night? Taking little shots, he was taking shots at your president. It's so nigger, you know they always say, sir, please stick to policy. Don't get first, stick to policy. Don't get personal and yet, don't get personal and get personal all night long. These people do, I still have to stick to policy, sir. You must.
Good morning,
stick
ladies
to policy,
and gentlemen.
Sir. You'll win it on the border. You'll win it with inflation. You'll win it with your great military that you built, that they gave away $1 billion worth yesterday. She got up, she started ranting and raving that Donald Trump wants to put a tax on gasoline, a tax on food, but they're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're gonna see something that's gonna be the worst in our history.
Let's go.
Good
morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday! Happy Friday!
Worst in our history. Worst dirty.
Welcome to the show.
Worst in our history.
It is. It's really going to be the worst in our history.
Worst in our history.
All right.
Taking black jobs now. It could be 18. It could be 19 and even 20 million people that are taking black jobs, and they're taking Hispanic jobs, and you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to see something that's going to be the worst in our history.
All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are here. Because we got a lot of work to do, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go.
It's like a curse.
Yeah, it is really like a curse. It's like deja vu, right?
Go. Deja vu. It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my graph.
Cars in the garage
with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't
finish last.
No, I won't.
Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it.
Hey, this is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. Let's go. Hey, W Terra. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Good morning, ladies. Let's go.
And if they use my ex, that mean they love me.
I see you.
They don't keep it positive, they text me. I said with my chest, cause I'm in it.
Got a lot of haters.
Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip.
Let's go.
Here
goes a hater alert.
I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Alright.
It's like deja vu.
Alright. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's Friday, and it's once again time for us all to go off the rails, alright? Welcome, everybody, to the show. Thank you. Please have a seat and do what you do. Get ready, get settled in, because we got a lot to get through this lovely Friday morning. All right, today is March 21st, 2025, in the year of our Lord. And once again, we are gathered to do what? To save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of the folks who are clearly possessed with the MAGA demon and hell bent on serving Vladimir Putin and destroying this great country of ours. All right. And so with that being said, let's take care of some housekeeping items first. For those of you who do not know who I am, I go by the name Zeus W in the chat for Santana. I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is, well, because I'm honest. Listen, I am so honest that I can go into any space that's filled with MAGA demons, like the one that I went yesterday, and not 1 ounce of truth will be compromised. I will still go in there and tell them, hey, you all are a bunch of lowlifes, and you all are a bunch of losers. And guess what? Hell will be your portion. And I stand on that, all right? That's how honest that I am, all right? The second H is, well, because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, ladies and gentlemen, because no one's perfect on this planet, right? We all know this. That's not what this is about. It's what do you do when you get it wrong? Well, I'm so humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, you know what? I'll apologize, all right? Because that's a sign of strength. It's not a sign of weakness where I'm from. All right. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? I got friends on my side that hate when I say this, but someone has to. The last and final H, and it's probably one of the most important ones. It's because I am and will always, you have my word, remain the most handsome. W. Marissa in the chat. Happy Friday. Listen, it's so lovely to see all of you. I see you, Val. I see you, Ange, all right? And many of you are very, very familiar with what we do over here on this side of TikTok. What we do is very, very, very special. No one else does it like we do, all right? We hold these Trump supporters accountable for their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, as well as their crimes. And they can't keep running around this app. They can't keep running around the United States and acting like we don't see the crimes being committed in record time. And we're going to get through some of those crimes. And so before I get started, ladies and gentlemen, let's just make this real clear. It is very important for us Democrats to not, because you see what's happening, and we'll get out there. We cannot retreat. You have to get out here and you have to start planting your flag. All right. It's very important. That's how you got to do it with the truth, because at the end of the day, we're in a situation where these Trump supporters, they are not able to think for themselves. They don't care about themselves. They look in the mirror and they don't like the person that they see. I said, you know what you should do? You should listen to Michael Jackson's song, Man in the Mirror. All right, W. Zeus in the chat. I'm firmly convinced every Trump supporter hates themselves. And the question now is, like, really, seriously, when did you start hating yourself? Because this is some sick stuff that you've gotten yourself into. Listen, I know a lot of people that hate themselves. And guess what? I keep my distance, because you know what they say you got to do? You got to stay away from the lucky and unfortunate. Because guess what? Whatever devil or demon is bothering them, if you don't keep your distance, that same devil or demon will jump onto you. And so what we got is demon repelling over here. Oh, I just thought of that. W. Zeus again. We got demon repelling over here. Right, Val? We got demon repelling. So what I'm going to do is this, because I know a lot of Trump supporters are in their feelings. I actually went to a live yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Zeus. This is how you know Trump supporters are seriously, something's wrong with them. It's like Donald Trump says about them.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
I go into a live. One of these MAGA demons, they say, Zeus, your show, you allow people to get on your show and spew propaganda. This is what they said to me. And you know what I'm doing, Zeus? I'm screen recording your lives, and I'm sending them to, you know where they're sending them to? To the FBI. I said, you know what? Thank you. Because I consider that, honestly, a great badge of courage. Because I literally could see them, the FBI, you send them this live, and you get all these people delivering an abundance of truth. And, you would have Pam Bondi. All right, I've never met Pam Bondi, but, I understand the difference between politics and some of the laws that we're actually pushing back against the president breaking. And I think, personally, if they were really the Department of Justice, they would be investigating the person in the executive branch of government who clearly has no respect for the rule of law. But I could imagine them, Pam Bondi, the president, perhaps, Donald Trump, and, even J.D. Vance. They sit there and they would watch this show, and they would literally, ladies and gentlemen, they would sit back and go, you know what? Zeus is doing the right thing. And you know what? They might actually learn something. And then they would say, you know what? Maybe we should take a page out of Big Zeus's playbook and understand that we've done a lot of wrong and a lot of harm to this country. And you know what? I just might then become an American hero, right? Because this is about accountability. And the FBI, you know what? They're not above this, all right? And so what we're going to do is this, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give them a lot more truth to take back to headquarters, all right? And you know what happens when they take the truth back to their headquarters. It's sort of like what I say, when the ants and stuff, they take little things they find, and then they take it back to the nest, and then it does a number on them. We'll do that. So before I go any further, I'm going to give you Trump supporters an opportunity of a lifetime. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Please identify yourself, because I need to know how high to make the temperature before I start cooking. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Please identify yourselves. I don't got all morning to do this. All right, WCC in the chat. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Because I want you to really take this video and send it to whoever you think needs it, all right? Because guess what? That's what they tried to do to Jesus in the Bible when he was telling the truth. So I understand what's going on over here, all right? Now, I'm not Jesus or anything, but I understand when you start telling the truth, folks start to get a little nervous. All right, so none of you Trump supporters want to identify yourselves. That's fine. What I'll do is this. I'll give you Trump supporters an opportunity of a lifetime to get on out of this live. You'll hang out with those fake TikTok hosts. They'll lie to you. I won't lie to you. I have no reason to lie to you. You could say I'm getting paid by the DNC. You could say I'm getting paid by the RNC. I really don't care. What I will be doing is delivering nothing but the truth, so help me God, all right? And if you do not want to experience me ruining your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or anything in between, do us all a huge favor and leave this live right now, because we really don't want you to hear, all right? But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
There you go, Lady Boss Monet. Thank you so much. You know they get mad when I've never seen a bunch of crybabies, right? And this is and I go into their lives and they want to talk about random things. And my number one question, and I promise you, I'll put this out there. If you bring me up in your live, I'm talking to the people that are in the red spaces, and you want to talk to Big Zeus about something, the one question I'm going to always ask you, and you can go ahead and write this down, leave it in your notebook so that you don't ever have to wonder what it's going to be, is what has your cult leader done for you? Not one Trump supporter can give me a clear and concise answer as to what Donald J. Trump has done since he's gotten into office, because the moment you open your mouths, I'm going to shut it down. Biden had better deportation numbers than Trump. Obama had better deportation numbers than Trump. You hear that, Taurus? And you know Taurus, this is the lady that is a Trump supporter, and I asked her that, and she said, I can now cook steak and mashed potatoes because I feel a lot safer that not Donald Trump has done these mass deportations. Well, he hasn't done any more than Joe Biden or the Democrats, so you don't get a point for that. So what else has he done? And the answer is absolutely nothing, and you all know it. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you all a good example of Donald J. Trump doing absolutely nothing. Asler, are you here, bro? Asler is a Venezuelan who lives in the United States. I seen him in a live yesterday. My good friend Yazzie Jazzy, she was in there. And this is a Latin live, right? And he's in there sending his hard-earned money to people who are in favor of deporting people, right? And Asler himself, he's black and he's from Venezuela. And his claim is, and not just his claim, but a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump, it could never happen to me. He's only deporting people who are criminals, right? And so what we want to do is remind Asler and anybody else out there that Donald Trump isn't just deporting criminals. You know the test. And they say, well, Zeus, what is the test? Let me go ahead and tell you the test.
Open borders with people pouring in, some of whom, I won't get into it, but you can look at them and you can say, could be trouble, could be trouble.
All right. So what we're going to do is start today's show off with a story about somebody who Donald Trump looked at, said could be trouble, and then he deported them. And this is all tied to the situation that took place with the with those flights on Saturday, I believe, where he invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, and he's getting into it with
federal judge over the deep.
He's getting into it with the federal judge about the legality of that. Asler, please, I'm going to share this story with you, Asler, or any of you Latinos for Trump, and then I'll be fielding questions after this, all right?
Federal judge over the deportation of hundreds of Venezuelans. The judge criticized what he calls a woefully insufficient response to his demand for information about the government's actions. Senior national correspondent Terry Moran is tracking the latest from the White House. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. The showdown between the Trump administration and the federal judiciary is nearing the breaking point over that deportation of hundreds of Venezuelans in the U.S. to a notorious prison in El Salvador over the weekend. This morning, a constitutional confrontation. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg, in a sharply worded order, calling the Department of Justice's explanations of this incident woefully insufficient. And he slammed the DOJ's apparent attempt to stonewall the court,
you hear that?
writing, "The government again evaded its obligations in failing to explain exactly when those flights carrying the Venezuelans took off and left U.S. airspace last weekend." The Trump...
So the Judge Boasberg, is saying to Donald Trump and the DOJ, you broke the law when you did this. I've given you enough time to prove that you didn't break the law. And every time you show up in my courtroom, you got no answers. You got no answers, bro. This is where we're at. This is a constitutional crisis. Let's continue.
Ignored the judge's verbal order in court to turn the planes around and return the men to the U.S. immediately, instead allowing them to land in El Salvador. The White House claims the judge's written order holds more weight than the verbal order he issued from the bench earlier. President Trump on social media apparently lashing out at the judge. Judge James Boasberg is doing everything in his power to usurp the power of the presidency. The president has also been calling for the impeachment of Judge Boasberg. That's brought a rare Supreme Court rebuke from Chief Justice John Roberts, who issued a statement declaring, "For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision." Administration officials are...
You hear this, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on. Hey, Peggy, if you don't mind, Peggy, could you come up here real quick? Because I want to confront the MAGA demon inside of you, Peggy. When my mods pin comments up there like that, Peggy, it means you're on the watch list. All right. And here's the deal, Peggy. If you don't come up, I'll allow my mods to do with you as they wish. All right. Because what I don't want happening on my show, Peggy, is I don't want you polluting my chat with your fake Christian lies. You know what you're doing. All right. And you could be a Russian operative, a Russian bot. And I don't want any misinformation in my chat. So, Peggy, do us all a huge favor and just sit your special behind down. All right. And continue to listen to this special broadcast. I'm trying to teach you something. All right. Seriously, Peggy, you're disturbing everyone else's learning experience.
Waging a public battle with the judge.
This judge has no right to ask those questions.
The administration claims the men on board those planes are members of criminal gangs.
Oh.
And many are being deported under the Alien Enemies
Right
Act
here,
of
Peggy.
1798, which allows the government to
Asler.
deport people with little to no due process. But the White House has not provided any detailed information on exactly who they are.
Here it goes.
Attorneys for Jersey Reyes Barrios, a professional soccer player from Venezuela with no criminal record, say he was apparently one of the men sent to El Salvador.
Oh.
His attorney says Barrios came to the United States border legally seeking asylum in September 2024. But he was accused of being a gang member by law enforcement because of his tattoos that were similar to ones affiliated with the gang Tren de Aragua.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Asler, I know you got tattoos. I've seen your videos, bro. You're from Venezuela. When you talk, I can tell you're not from here. So Asler, I just wanted to let you know, and anybody out there, any of you Latinos for Trump, I want you to understand that if you have a tattoo on you, right? That's your, you know what? I got to keep it clean on TikTok because, I don't want to be cursing out here in front of my mom. So we're going to do the first round of booze and shame to all the Latinos for Donald Trump who still don't get it. They think, what I'm hearing, they think they're white. These Latinos for Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, let's just put it out there. They think they white. They think They think Donald Trump is going to one day, him and Elon, and say, "Hey, why don't y'all come on over here?" No, don't worry about the landscaping and and all that other stuff that normally would ask you. We want you to come in and perhaps consider dating one of our children because you're so American and you voted for me. This is what they think. And I guess what? I got some bad news. That's exactly the opposite of what they think. What they think is, when can we get them on the next flight? So what we're going to do is, ladies and gentlemen, let's warm up the lake of fire. All right. Oh, De La Rosa. De La Rosa, you think Donald Trump is the best president ever? Why don't you come up here, De La Rosa? And in between that, ladies and gentlemen, I sent them an invite. What we'll do is we'll send De La Rosa as well as any of these Latinos for Donald Trump. We're going to go ahead and send them straight to hell. Get out of here.
Silence! You MAGA demon!
De La Rosa, why didn't you come up here when I invited you? Because guess what? You knew you would have failed the test, huh? You knew you would have failed the test.
Open borders with people pouring in, some of whom, I won't get into it, but you can look at them and you can say, could be trouble. Could be trouble.
With a name like that, De La Rosa, and saying you support Donald Trump, I promise you, I can just tell you could be trouble. All right. So do us all a huge favor, since y'all don't want to get in the box and reveal yourselves. Just honestly sit your special behinds down and listen to this special broadcast. W. Angela in the chat. Listen, I am the most fairest host on TikTok. I'm actually the nicest host on TikTok. But when it comes to the truth, W. Rick in the chat. But he said De La Rosa could be trouble. That is so hilarious because it's true. But when it comes to the truth, we can't play around with it. All right. We only have 2 hours to do this. All right. And so I got to be as just accurate as I can to help wake you Trump supporters up. One of the doctors said, Zeus, what you're doing is you're giving them a dopamine injection when you tell the truth like that. And I said, really? Well, why don't we go ahead and patent this dopamine injection? Because what we're going to do is we're going to continue to shock all of you Trump supporters by delivering this truth to you in a way that you never, ever have gotten it. And you know what even makes it so what makes it so lovely is the DEI twist. Right. I've never been surrounded by so many educated and diverse people the way that we do over here on this show, and we all have different perspectives, but ultimately it's our way of landing on what I call the truth. And so before we move on to our next topic, I just want to make this crystal clear to the Latinos who still are out there supporting Donald Trump. The only thing stopping Donald Trump right now from going, they used to say ham. You know what ham is, and that's an acronym for something very strong in the streets. All right, you know what I'm talking about. Are the Democrats and these judges, the ones that Donald Trump is attacking? If we were not in this country, I promise you, y'all wouldn't be here either. And this is the craziest thing. Y'all wouldn't be here because who would be resisting and standing up to this guy right here? Who? Not you. You're too weak. You sold your soul to this man. Your pastors are in on it. You go to your churches on Sunday, and you know what they do? They push his BS in the church. All right. They step on it so many times. By the time you get to it, you're not even getting anything pure. You're getting something that's been dumbed down seriously. And now it's actually more harmful than you think. All right. To me, it's like rat poison. W Zeus in the chat. Let me give you another example, MAGA, of stuff that y'all it goes right over your head. This came out, and this has to do with Social Security, all right? You know what's going on in this country.
This morning, a setback for Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency. A federal judge is blocking Doge from accessing sensitive Social Security records. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with those details.
Here it goes.
In a 137-page ruling, a judge blocking Doge's unrestricted access to sensitive Social Security agency data, saying the Trump administration failed to justify the need for the data, which they claimed was crucial for identifying...
Hey, hold on, Jonathan. Now you said Big Zeus is weak. What part of me is weak? What part of Big Zeus is weak, Jonathan? You don't know me from a bag of rocks, Jonathan. With a name like that, I don't even know how you were able to actually put together all of those words to try to come at me as though you got something to say. I invited you up here, Jonathan. Come on up here, strong guy, Jonathan. Come on up here. Because I want to see if I'm weak, Jonathan, then you should be the strongest person on TikTok this morning, and you should instantly be able to climb Mount Olympus, where I sit, and prove how strong you are. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is do something that I was trying to hold off from doing, but I'm going to do it for Jonathan since he said Big Zeus was weak. Mods, do with him as you wish. This guy's nothing. He's trouble as far as I'm concerned. We're going to warm up the lake of fire for you, Jonathan. And very simply, all right, nothing else needs to be said. Go to hell. Jonathan sitting there talking to himself. I'm going to screen record this and I'm going to send this to the FBI. I mean, you guys are the biggest crybabies I've ever seen. Y'all used to go around. Remember Marjorie Taylor Greene? Defund the FBI. Rick in the chat. You know, if crimes are being committed, honestly, that's serious business. Do it. But this isn't about crime being. What it is your feelings are hurt, and it's showing you're a bunch of hypocrites. This is the same 3-letter agency that for the last 4 years y'all all said y'all didn't trust. Just like y'all said, oh no, the electric vehicles is a green new scam. Here we are in 2025, not even 100 days into Donald Trump's administration, and y'all have completely y'all flipped. Now y'all the Democrats. Ain't that something? W Zeus in the chat. Now they're the Democrats. Now they're pushing for climate change. Now they're promoting EVs. All right. Lady Boss Monet. Thank you. You know what you just did right there, Lady Boss Monet? I'm not even going to lie. You just made every Trump supporter on TikTok cry. You just did that. And I gotta thank you. You just made every Trump supporter in there. Oh my God. How does Zeus? And this is what we're trying to say. What we're really trying to do out here is save this great country of ours. Now, what I was talking about is Social Security. You Trump supporters that have worked your entire lives to go ahead and be able to qualify for Social Security, Elon Musk is trying to make sure you do not get access to it. If it wasn't for the Democrats and if it wasn't for these federal judges, this wouldn't even be a discussion. You just wouldn't have it. You already see what they're doing right now in some of these rural areas of the United States. They're shutting down the offices. Oh, we're just cleaning up the mold. They're shutting them down so that you don't got to drive, 5 or 10 minutes to get to the Social Security building. Now you got to drive 100 miles, maybe 200 miles. And most of you, your car can't even make it that far. So now what? What are you going to do besides sit there and cry and try to blame Joe Biden and the Democrats? It's not going to work. It's not going to work because guess what? When that Social Security check doesn't land, right, and you got to pay your bills, your creditors and stuff like that, they're not going to say, oh, Joe Biden, okay, well, you don't owe us this month. They're not going to do that. They're going to say, you know what? We're going to send you behind to collections. W Zeus. Now let's finish up this Social Security situation.
In a 137-page ruling, a judge blocking Doge's unrestricted access to sensitive Social Security agency data, saying the Trump administration failed to justify the need for the data, which they claimed was crucial for identifying potential fraud. The judge calling Doge's actions a, quote, fishing expedition, saying the group's approach to identifying fraud is tantamount to hitting a fly with a sledgehammer. The ruling comes as President Trump signs an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education, saying he'll return education to the states.
We're going to eliminate it, and everybody knows it's right. And the Democrats know it's right.
The Department of Education...
No. Donald Trump. The Democrats didn't authorized you to make such a statement? The Democrats don't know that's right. We tell you it's wrong. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Whether it's Elon Musk taking a sledgehammer and basically dismantling Social Security, Elon has done an amazing job of convincing Trump supporters that there's a bunch of people in this country, millions of people, 300 years old, getting Social Security checks. He's calling it waste, fraud, and abuse instead of what I call a database migration situation, right? And his supporters now believe all these people are getting paid. But then if you ask them, well, how many of them have gotten arrested? They give you no answer. So what I'm going to do is this. Do we have any Trump supporters right now that think what Elon and Trump are doing is actually helping make America great again? Any Trump supporters out there? Just identify yourselves. You don't need to come up and embarrass yourself, because I understand what I'm doing up here right now. I'm humiliating Trump supporters at a level they've never been humiliated in their life. All right? So what I'll do is this. For the Latinos for Trump, who don't understand Donald Trump is making a fool out of them. And to the people who are on Social Security right now, who are working for the federal government, people who were married to somebody that is, an immigrant, and now, and they still support Donald Trump, we're going to warm up the lake of fire, because guess what? All you've done is allow Donald Trump to show the world how big of a fool you are. And if that's what you want to do, I have no problem with it. I'm just going to do this one thing, and I got to do it. Go to hell. Oh, Phil, come on up here, Phil. Come on up here, Phil. Phil, come on up here. Phil, come on up here. I sent you an invite, bro. You said you're a big Trump supporter. I would love to see if you could, Phil, because I don't got all morning to do this. There's people listening and watching this show, and they want to know what the heck is wrong with you, right? You have no reason to still be supporting this crooked and corrupt person, Phil, unless you yourself are crooked and corrupt. What about my blacks for Trump? Any of y'all fake blacks for Trump? Any of y'all black for Trumps out there? Any black for Trump out there? Because I got a story that I got to go over with you. Any blacks for Donald Trump out there? Because this story, ladies and gentlemen, it's a story that honestly I think TikTok won't even allow me to play it. But the reason I would bring it is because I want to know what their honest opinion is, right? Whether it's Q Dog, me and Nutty Kabira, DJ, Kitty, Straight Facts, we all get up here and we try our hardest to help you blacks for Donald Trump understand that these folks, they are not your friend. They are literally trying to bring slavery back. All right. And y'all will get up here. They say, Zeus, why did a bunch of black people vote for Donald Trump last year? It's a combination of things. Whether it's, they didn't like the way the economy is. They feel like they deserve reparations and they just weren't going to get it. So they decided to protest the Democrats. It's the protesting against the Democrats, right? They don't think the Democrats have done enough for them. So they're like, you know what? We're going to go vote for the Triple K side. And they don't think we're serious when we say they're trying to bring slavery back. So I got a story out there. And I'm just going to read it to you. And I'll hit play on them if they come on up there. If they come on up here, this is a serious story. It's a serious story. White couple who adopted 5 black children to use them as slaves. I want to know, Holy Vibration, are you a Trump supporter? Hi, Straight Facts. Holy Vibration, are you a blagger? Are you going to do it? Are you going to come up here? No. I could hit play on this thing right here and it'll shut this whole live down. Okay. Any blacks for Trump out there? Put a 1 in the chat. Because this is the story I want to make sure you get while you out there wearing that red hat like Kanye. You know what they like to do. They don't want to say, Fred, is you a black for Trump? Seriously, because you know what they do when I bring them up here. The demon starts to take over. They can't control their mouth. They start saying a bunch of disgusting things, trying to get my live taken out. I don't want to deal with that. I want to really deal with somebody that knows the difference between right and wrong. They mom and they daddy, they grandmama, they granddaddy, they aunt, uncle. They raised them right. And then somewhere along the way, they decided, I'm going to go do my own thing. And I'm going to stand shoulder to shoulder with these folks. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a blagger. See how they get? Straight facts. You see how they get? I'm black and support everything. Okay. All right, Phil. Come on up here, Phil. Let me see. Ladies and gentlemen, is Phil black? Is Phil black, ladies and gentlemen? Because his profile picture, I see a lot more light than I see dark. Phil, come on up here, Phil. Oh, okay. With a name like Bootsy, how can I resist? How can I resist with a name like Bootsy? Bootsy, you want to bring your special behind up here? Phil won't do it. One person wrote, "Bad boy said black from the waist down." What does that mean? What does that mean? See, this is what I'm talking about. You can't get him. You can't get him. Let me see. Who do we got? Who do we got? Here, who do we got? Who do we got? Any of you blacks with Donald Trump out there? Put a 1 in the chat. Greetings, Jones. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Come on up here, Bootsy. Bootsy.
No.
What? Bootsy.
No.
All right. Bootsy's a sick person. Bootsy is a sick person. Any of you blacks with Donald Trump, I want to get this story on the record. And then what I'll be doing is we'll be fielding questions. Someone wrote Tootsie. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump and you're a blagger. Okay, you want me to just play it then? You want me to just play it? All right, they're scared because guess what? They know what's about to happen. They know their mama and their daddy is listening to this, and they're gonna go, now watch my loved one get up here and embarrass themselves. Oh, okay, we got one. Okay, let's go. Let's see. I'm gonna give you an opportunity, seriously, to get on the right side of history before I hit play. Okay, let's do it then. Let's just do it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to stop it once it gets too much out of hand.
Lance and Whitefeather kept motion-activated Arlo camera. Lance and Whitefeather kept motion-activated Arlo cameras on the children. One in the shed on the 14-year-old boy and 16-year-old girl, and one in a room upstairs with no bed, only a tarp floor that stayed on the 9-year-old girl and 11-year-old boy. The video showed a daily routine of waking up early and being forced to stand with hands on head, unable to change or shower, receiving only peanut butter sandwiches to eat before going back to bed on the floor. In the shed, the teens used a camper toilet, holding a sheet up for each other to shield the other from the camera. Lieutenant Pyle said she first began hearing about this in August before the shed discovery, but testified could never quite get a hold of a CPS worker to follow up.
There was a contact made with the worker once, but there was no further contact to coordinate going and making a visit to a residence together.
The jury saw days of video the Arlo camera saved, including the moments deputies busted in the door on the shed on October 2nd. The children were turned over to Child Protective Services, and when Lance and Whitefeather got back with 2 of the children that night, they were later arrested. But that was just the beginning of their charges and the investigation. On Friday, the jury got an inside look at Whitefeather's cell phone. This included text messages between she and Lance where they referred to the kids as monkeys and pigs. Often Lance would describe physical punishment where he said he, quote, knocked one of them. We saw one text where Lance said, quote, somebody didn't say thank you, and his sandwiches disappeared. We also saw more video from Whitefeather's phone from their time in Washington that also showed yelling and physical abuse from Lance.
I got to stop it right there. Ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can go look this story up. These folks that vote for Donald Trump and are part of the Triple K, like Q-Dog says, ladies and gentlemen, it's crystal clear. They want to bring slavery back. And you blacks for Donald J. Trump, y'all get out here and put that flag up. Y'all put it up and say, take me, as though y'all don't care about yourself. So since you don't care about your special behinds, I'm going to take care of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to warm up the lake of fire once again. All right. And I know a lot of you MAGA possessed brothers and sisters out there, y'all don't get it. You don't value your lives. Maybe this will help you. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to all these blacks for Donald Trump, especially the brother that I was talking to in that live yesterday, and he knows exactly who he is. He went to the Capitol on January 6th and basically committed treason. all right, on behalf of Donald J. Trump, and now he's a servant of Donald Trump for the rest of his life. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's send him straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And I see a lot of you are getting triggered by the way that I'm running my broadcast. Well, you know what I said at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
All right. Good morning, Brother Jones. How are you doing?
What's up, family?
Another day in the kingdom. All right. Oh my goodness, Lady Boss Monet W. How have you been? I've seen you, but I haven't seen you. All right. But you got a lot of people here who honestly love you, brother. All right. What do you got for us this morning?
What's up with your boy Snuggles, bro?
Well, you got to ask him. I can't speak for him, but you know what's wrong with him. He's a troubled person.
Okay.
He's a troubled person.
He's not okay.
Nope. And Snuggles knows this. Snuggles, ladies and gentlemen, he's trash. But guess what? He seems to think that one of these days Donald Trump is going to invite him to come meet his daughter Ivanka. And we know, is that going to happen, Jones? No. Is Ivanka going to ever invite Snuggie to come have dinner with them, or is he going to say, you know what, Snuggles, why don't you get in the back and clean one of these toilets? All right, W. Jones, we know what's about to happen. He's one of those Latino for Trump, and you got to address this at some point, Jones. Why do they support Donald Trump from the way you see it?
So my wife explained it to me, and what I'm saying, because she's Latino, for those of you who don't know. Mm-hmm. And it's the machismo, it's the degradation of women.
Wow. And what about them wanting to deport themselves? This is a thing out there.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, what's crazy to me is like 85% of the people that cross the border are devout Christians.
Oh, you going that? Don't do it.
Sorry.
No, go for it. But you know what you're about to do, ladies and gentlemen. W. Jones in the chat. You know what's about to happen. Go ahead, please continue to enlighten these folks.
Jesus over and 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 over again said that you should treat the immigrants as citizens of your own people.
Yeah.
And they're like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, treat the sojourner.
Go ahead.
As a citizen among you.
And that's in the Bible. That's in the good book.
And they're like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Right. Yeah.
If Jesus were to come to the United States right now, one, they would try to deport him, and two, they might crucify him.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Do we have any? I want to see if the audience is really someone is ready to have this discussion. Do we have any so-called Christians out there that voted for Donald Trump? Because what I would love to do is give you that opportunity of a lifetime to get up.
Snuggles is here.
Oh, do you want to do something? Do you want to do something to Snuggie? Yeah. Okay, Snuggie, send us a guest request. This won't take long. Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with us. See, Snuggles, you're now on my territory. And guess who calls the shots over here? The Democrats. Or in some cases, Big Zeus. All right, because I understand not all of us are Democrats. Where are you at, Snuggie? This won't take long, ladies and gentlemen. We got to settle this business real quick. Come on up here. You liar, you seditionist, treasonous traitor. Oh, look at that. For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, Snuggie doesn't want to come up here because he knows we're going to hurt his feelings. All right, well, guess what? He's scared of you, Jones. I guess that's what it is.
Snuggles, come on up, bro. Come on up.
Yeah, he's here every day. He's here every day. Bring me up. He doesn't want to do it.
I'll go ahead and mute myself. I won't even say nothing.
W. Jones in the chat. Woo! Man, did you do something to him? What did you do to him? I've never seen him this quiet. He's a pancake right now. Well, you know what? You know what I got to do? We got to go ahead. W. Jones in the chat. I got to do something, all right? We got to reach it to the vault, all right? You know what we do when people do that kind of work up here in the kingdom. And this is what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. This is truly what it's all about. It's confronting the liars. It's confronting the hypocrites in real time so that we do not allow them to run and say, oh, well, this wasn't available. We couldn't do this. No, he had an opportunity to come up here and actually put it on record, whatever it is that he thinks is the issue. And Snuggle sat his special behind down, and he's going to continue to listen to this special broadcast like he should.
Hey, Snuggles, listen. Come on up. Quiet. I won't say anything until I'm addressed.
Yeah, where's he at? Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Well, I think that speaks volumes. It really does. It really does. He has nothing to put his hat on. He can't say there's something Trump has done to actually help him out at all.
The fact that he kicked both of us the other day is absolutely absurd.
Yeah. I've never seen him this quiet. And so, wait.
Somebody said the Democrats destroy American businesses. Come on up. Somebody said Democrats had a chance to make a change. Come on up.
Yeah, where y'all put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter and you believe the Democrats got it wrong. We're giving you a serious opportunity. You don't get Zeus and Jones like this in one live, ladies and gentlemen. So put a 1 in the chat and let's just get this over with. All right. I've covered a lot of territory. All right. We've talked about mass deportations. We're talking about
Andrea said they're ready to rock.
Oh, Andrea, where's Andrea? Please, Andrea. All right, don't promise me. Oh, look at who we got. We got somebody up here. And this is a solid person. He's stable MAGA, but I think this will be a rich and easy discussion to deal with.
There's no such thing.
Welcome, DJ. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus. Good morning, bud.
Yes. How can we help you? And you know what? I got to give it to you. You're the strongest Trump supporter left because I've done a number, and they just don't want to come up here. What's happening?
I'm not sure why they're not coming up. I don't have any idea, but I do have a question for you.
Me or Jones?
What is the Democratic Party plan from this point forward?
You're asking me, or are you asking Jones? And then
either one. I don't. I think Jones and I have talked a couple of times. I don't know for sure, but
well, I haven't read a playbook or anything like that, so honestly, I don't have an answer. But my real question is why is that even of concern when the Democrats aren't even in control? Don't you think you got bigger fish to fry?
Oh, I'm sorry. So the Republicans are in control now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that what's happening right now?
For the most part, absolutely.
Yeah. So my thing is this: why is it okay for Donald Trump to break laws, and you all seem to think that's not a big deal?
Which laws did he break, Zeus?
The flights, right? The judge said turn those planes around, all right, and he didn't do that. And now you got him and Pam Bondi. They're going in there and they're giving a bunch of terrible reasons for why they continue to break the law.
Do you know what the emoluments clause is? Do you know what the establishment clause is? Do you know what like bro, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding at all. He deported those people.
What is the establishment clause?
Jones,
what is the establishment clause?
I don't know, Jones. Why don't you tell me what it is?
Well, that's crazy. Why don't you know what it is?
Because it doesn't come up in my everyday life. I mean, I don't have a good reason for you, Jones.
So you can't establish.
Why are you so surprised that I don't know it?
Well, I don't know because you're an American citizen.
Oh,
well,
so
it's important that you do it, right?
Jones, instead of standing up on your stool and trying to preach at me, tell me what it is. What is the establishment clause?
You can't establish a branch of government.
You can't establish a branch of government.
Yes, as the president, you can establish a branch of government.
And what are you referring to, Jones? Please be specific.
Okay, so Doge would be establishing a branch of government.
Doge has already been established.
No, sir.
Absolutely.
No,
It's
sir.
absolutely. I'm pretty sure it was in Obama's administration. I mean, it
Actually,
may
was
not
it?
have been called DOGE, but there's been again, I don't call it a form of government. I mean, it falls under the executive branch. And he has the right to exercise. How can you be?
No, he doesn't. In addition to that, he can't establish like having a Christian, you know what I'm saying, leader within his administration.
Mr. Jones, I want to understand what you're saying, but you're not making any sense. You're saying he can't establish a Christian position? Tell me what you mean by that. Don't beat around the bush.
So you can't take, you know what I'm saying, a person and say, I'm going to establish within my administration a Christian leader.
So DJ, you just
help me out, Zeus, because I don't understand. Help me understand.
Well, he's basically saying if you look at what Trump is doing, he's violating the Establishment Clause. I mean, and the question then becomes why is this acceptable, especially if you're calling yourselves Christians?
Zeus, give me an example of what he's establishing, please, so I can fully grasp. I know I'm not very smart.
Did he not create an office within his administration and then appoint what is their name?
Which one?
Are we still talking about Doge, Jones?
No, that's one of them.
Amy Gleason is over Doge. Oh, Val says he can answer. Val, come on up here, Val. This is easy work, ladies and gentlemen. You don't get anything like this. Is triple truth. DJ's over his head right now. I mean, but we already knew that before we brought him.
I'm not denying that I'm over my
Paula
head.
White.
I just want to
Paula
understand
White.
what the hell you guys are talking about.
Oh, Paula White. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hi, Val. How are you doing?
Help me out, Val.
Okay, the Establishment Clause. First off, let's clear up the Establishment Clause a little bit. The Establishment Clause is for no establishment of religion of any type in the government. Okay, it is the government is to be religious free, actually. Okay, that's, you know what I'm saying, and the people are to have the right to.
So you think religion had nothing to do with
believe
the
in any
establishment of
religion
our
or not
government?
to believe in any religion, in short form. That is the Establishment Clause. The problem with Doge is that yes, he renamed another department that was created by Obama in 2014. But what you can't do is change the purpose of that department.
There you go. Thank you, Val.
And the purpose of that department before he changed it was just to upgrade software and hardware for the government. That was it. And to use Congress for approvals and everything like that as it goes through, because there's definitely things when you're dealing with software and hardware you have to be aware of when you're dealing with the government. So, because of privacy laws and everything else, that was that department's purpose. That department's purpose was never to investigate the government.
No.
It was never to audit the government.
Thank you.
And to audit the government, sir, you have to have real auditors.
You messed up, DJ.
19-year-olds.
No, I haven't messed up at all. I mean, I'm just waiting for a chance to respond. That's all.
Yeah, but that is the thing. If you're going to create a new department purpose, that has to go through Congress. So Doge in its own is illegal by breaking the Constitution. That is clear.
What about dismantling the Department of Ed? Does the president have the power to do that?
No, that has to go through Congress. Congress is.
You see that? So here we are, DJ. Here we are.
I agree with Val. He has to go through Congress, and he will have to go through Congress. It will go to court, and he'll have to go to Congress. And I don't know if he has enough of a majority in Congress to do that. I mean, you guys understand that Donald Trump, he lives for this. This is what he's doing to stoke everyone.
Sir,
Does he expect
the president of the United States.
Let me finish, Val. Just let me finish. I know I'm preaching that you guys something you guys don't want to hear. This is not necessarily a testimonial for Trump. This is what Trump does. He picks these things out here and he creates the chaos. Okay. And he is absolutely creating chaos right now. There is no question in my mind. But I do support that the only way to make change in the size of this government is to create some chaos. He's not going to get everything he's asking for. He's going to get defeated in courts on certain items, but there's things that he's going to win as well. You win some and you lose some.
What
You
has he
take
won?
2 steps forward, maybe you got to take 1 step back. I'm sorry, Val, go ahead. I'm done.
What has he won?
Wow.
What have the American people won?
The American people now understand that they have a president that's in office that is tired of this system. Don't you understand that the election that we just had
Not
was
tired
was
of the
a
system, sir.
testimony
He is tired of the system not making him money. That is what he's tired of.
Val, let me ask you this
No,
question.
no, 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 no. See, I don't deal with people that don't understand what is actually happening in
No,
the
you don't deal with people who don't kneel to your
No, sir. Because yield is one thing you can say to whatever I'm saying. Here's the facts, sir. When you go against the Constitution of this country, as far as I'm concerned, that's treason.
It's amazing how much you guys are yiping about that right now, the Constitution, and we got to stand for the Constitution, when there have been many things that happened in the past that went against the Constitution, but
DJ,
you
what
were
have I done my
silent.
entire
Val.
life? What have I done my entire life, DJ?
What
And
is
you know
that?
what
Hold
I'm
on,
saying.
hold on, Zoo.
No
I
idea
mean,
what you're saying.
Val, hold on one second. What is going against the Constitution that
Please,
people
DJ.
fight about?
No. 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 I'm
What?
saying, okay, well, all right, well, let's talk about that. When Joe Biden went against the Supreme Court for the student loans.
Yeah. So hold on.
That's a
Hold on.
ridiculous. That's a
Hold
ridiculous
on.
comparison.
So you mean the student loans that were only created to prevent black people from going to college?
Are you serious, Jones? Is
Yes.
that your argument? The student loans that were only created to keep black people from going to college?
Yes.
You shouldn't have. See, DJ, you shouldn't have went down that path of bringing Joe Biden up. I've made it. We got an executive order in this show. Don't bring Joe Biden and the Democrats up, but you won't end up in these spaces. But Jones, please educate this brother if you got a little time on you, because he doesn't understand this.
Yeah. So prior to desegregation, no state-funded schools had a tuition. Ronald Reagan, as the governor of California, who insisted that people had to pay tuition to go to state-funded schools.
And who's traditionally been disenfranchised from getting an education in this country, DJ? If you just had to take a guess.
I mean, I'm sure that there have been.
There you go. Okay, W. Jones in the chat. I mean, so this is free education. Because he's teaching you something that you should have already known.
And that's supposed to prove that federal. You're saying that student loans are
No.
racial? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and we can get into that, but I want to get back to the main issue here, sir, which is this. If you're gonna violate you brought Joe Biden up, but Joe Biden, he didn't break the Supreme Court's orders when they issued them. A lot of people didn't get their student loan debts forgiven because of the Supreme Court ruling.
And were there people
Now,
that did?
Yeah, there were some people, and that was legal. Some people who
bragging
got it, it was legal. There were others who didn't get it because the court said it was illegal. So you cannot use that. Let's get back to where Val was at with this Donald Trump flagrantly violating the laws of these courts out here and going against the Constitution. You only have one person right now, Donald Trump, sitting in the White House, repeatedly violating the Constitution. The judges told the planes to turn around. They didn't do it. Why is that acceptable?
Because number one, there are certain things that the executive office has the right to make that decision.
No, they don't. No,
please
they
let
don't.
me finish, Val. I don't interrupt you, so please let me finish.
All right, DJ.
Think? Second of all, was the plane still in U.S. airspace?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
Okay,
Sir,
so
when
I wanna
a
make sure
judge,
that I
when a
understand
judge from a court, from an executive order that you wrote in a decision that you decided to make says,
based on what?
and,
What did you
quote,
make that
sir,
decision
quote,
based on, Bob?
quote, listen, sir, quote, I don't care where this plane is, it needs to come back and land in the U.S. and those people need to be taken out. That was the order given to his attorneys in a court of law in this country.
Yeah. We have laws for a reason, DJ.
And
And
the plane's already landed in El Salvador?
No, it
I
had
thought y'all
not.
was a law and order. I thought y'all were the law and order party.
yeah.
Okay, you're deflecting here.
No, not deflecting.
Am I?
Val, tell me this.
Not
This is
deflecting,
crazy.
sir. Not deflecting, sir. We all know that the plane was actually still airborne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we all know that.
So
Okay.
as soon
Okay,
as
well, if you guys know it, then it's a fact.
that judge gave that order, it is up to the president at that very moment in time to tell that plane to turn around and come back to the U.S., even if it's
What did
out
he
of
base
U.S.
that decision
airspace,
on,
because that is a judge's order carrying people from this country that have the right to due process in this country. Period. End of story. That's
What
the
did he base the decision
Constitution,
to deport
and that's
those
the
people on?
laws, whether you like it or not. That is the law.
Val,
DJ.
what did he base his decision to deport those
DJ.
people on?
DJ, you are
Tattoos?
not an expert at law. You're not a judge.
Oh,
You can't
absolutely,
question
I'm
the
not.
judge. If the
I'm
judge
not.
decides that,
I'm absolutely not a
so why are
an
you
expert at law.
why are you
I'm just asking
questioning?
a question. What did he base his decision
It's
on?
not what you're not getting, DJ, is it's not
You're not
his
answering my question.
decision
I'm
to
just
do it.
asking you a question.
Sir, he can make the decision to have these people rounded up and put in front of a court of law. But in the end, it is the court of law's decision to make.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask this again. What did Trump use as a justification for deporting those people?
He
The
said
Alien
they were-
Enemies Act.
He tried to use the Alien Enemies Act, which he cannot do.
The Alien Enemies Act doesn't exist, Val?
No, it exists. but he
Alien
can't
Enemies
use
Act
it.
only
Does it
exists
exist?
if we're
Yes or
at
no?
if we are at war with somebody. So who are we at war with?
I can tell you who we're at war
Who?
with.
Please educate me.
Absolutely. We're at war with the criminals and
You mean
people
white
that are coming
men?
into this country.
Sir,
You mean white men?
Yeah, white men, right? But sir,
You guys,
sir, one of those people
You
on that
guys.
plane,
You
one of those
guys.
people on that plane, sir, was actually a person that came here legally, a soccer player that was leaving Venezuela because he
Bring him
was
back
under
then.
attack, that had
Bring him
been
back.
granted asylum, actually was going through the process, and because he had, sir, listen to what I'm telling you, because he had a tattoo of a soccer ball with a rose, because he was a soccer player, they considered that a gang tattoo, and that was his justification.
I've
So-
already heard this story, Val. I've
So-
already heard this
So
story.
DJ, let me ask it in a simpler way. Are you okay with people being denied due process in this country?
If someone comes into this country immediately, illegally, then they have already, they've given up their due process.
No, that's not
No.
true. That's not true. Everybody in this country
So
is
due
entitled
process-
to.
Hold on, due
Just wanna make
process.
sure that I
Due
understand.
process. Due process literally means that you have the opportunity to defend yourself in the instance where you're accused of doing something. What do you mean? You don't give up due process.
I'll
There's
tell
no
you
such thing as
exactly
giving
what
up
I
due
mean.
process.
If
I'll
you
tell
could,
you
DJ,
exactly what I
DJ,
mean.
if you could you cite the source that says people in this country are illegally are not entitled to due process? Because you
No,
said
they absolutely are, Zeus. I'm not arguing that point. with
okay.
you.
So we agree. Whether you're here legally or not, if you're in the United States, you have rights. You have access to due process. You should, according to the law, right?
According to the law, you're
Yes.
correct.
All right, and so now I'm going to get you right back where I had you, and this is so easy to do.
No, it's not easy.
Are you okay with Donald Trump denying people due process? In other words, are you okay with him breaking the law?
This is what I'm sick of. This is what I'm okay and not okay with, Zeus. I'm not okay with the citizens of this country. We have to listen to this bull crap about how we denied their rights to those guys that got shipped out of here. This person with the soccer ball and the rose, I've heard this story already. And if he had no reason to be deported, then bring him back. But I can guarantee you that not a single person on this panel would want any person that was on that plane to be around their family. There are people coming into this country that do not deserve
What
to
gives
be.
you the right to that
There's
opinion?
people
I
in
would
this country
most certainly
that-
allow them to stay in my home over you.
Well, good
Sir,
for
what
you.
gives you what
Good
gives
for
you
you,
that right?
Mr. Jones. That's a really
Here's
great
the problem.
analogy.
Here's the
These,
problem, because right now you're speaking an opinion, but your opinion has no basis in law.
well, you know
See,
what?
when I
The
come up here and
American
I talk
people's
on these
opinion
panels,
have
sir,
spoken,
it ain't
Val.
about, sir, when I come up here and I talk on these panels, it ain't about my opinion. It's about the laws of this country. And if we
Yeah,
subvert,
yeah, and it's
if we
convenient.
subvert the laws of this country, we all lose. Any law that is subverted in this country opens all of us up to the same damage. Do you not
Okay.
get it?
You know what, Val? You are exactly correct. I agree with you 100%. But there comes a point when
No,
we
there
are
is no
tired.
point.
We
Sorry,
are
sorry,
tired of
stop right
getting
there.
jerked around and watching
Stop right there,
people.
sir. There
Please
is
let me
no
finish.
point.
Please let me
If you
finish.
want to change the law, you go through Congress, you create a law, that comes through the Senate, it goes to the president signs it, it then becomes law, and then you have changed the law and you can do what you wish at that point. But until you go through the process,
Yeah. So
Please, okay. I'm sorry, you weren't finished. I'm sorry.
So DJ, I understand a lot of people out here are like you. You want somebody to go in there and shake things up, but don't you want them to actually get the outcomes you want as well?
I absolutely do.
Because what's the purpose of shaking things up?
Tell me when I'm supposed to be satisfied with an outcome.
Well, what was the outcome you wanted?
I just want to give you one example, but I got to go in just a second. I know you're ready to boot me to hell anyway.
Send you to hell, not just boot you.
So, what people are tired of is a process where we see a person that gets charged with a crime and arrested. They get their due process. They go in front of a judge. A judge lets them loose with no bail.
Okay.
They go back out and and commit whatever crime again. Now, I know that sounds a little bit extreme, okay? But you have to admit that happens every day.
Right.
And we're talking about people that came into this country from another country. We know they have criminal records from their previous, where they came from. We know this for a fact, okay? They're going to cause trouble here. They need to go.
Okay.
There is some.
Hold on, sir. I got to stop you right there again. I got to stop you right there again.
Well, you know,
how much more time you got? How much more time you got, DJ? Because I want to make sure we all get a chance to respond to this.
Unfortunately, I do have to go. I do appreciate you bringing me up. I do appreciate Val. I know that Val believes 100% in what he's saying. I have no doubt about that.
So you're going to go hang out with Snuggles.
He knows the law way better than I do. But there comes a point where the American people have spoken, and we voted for what's going on right now.
No, you did not, sir. Nobody can vote to change a law without process. Nobody.
What we voted for, that was someone going to go into office and take a flamethrower to the sun.
No, sir. No, sir. Anybody that thought it was a good idea to take a flamethrower at the United States,
you sound like absolute
lost their mind.
No, sir. We're talking about anyway. I got to go.
DJ,
anyway. So
DJ, guys, before you go,
listen, I respect all you guys. You
white men are the issue.
Stand up for it. It's cool.
White men are the issue. They're the ones that raping.
All right, DJ.
They're the ones murdering.
Thank you. All right, W. Jones and W. Val.
Take care.
No, yeah, and I'll say this. You know, go ahead. You know what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go ahead and send DJ straight to hell. And I'll do this because of this. DJ, I'm okay with you wanting somebody to go in there and make those changes, but they got to follow the laws, bro. When you start going in and just doing what you want and basically saying only one person in the country could break the law and no one else can, then we're going to have anarchy. And this is what you don't understand, DJ. If you open this up for Donald Trump to do this, you might as well open it up for all of us to do it, especially black folks. All right. So what I'm going to do is, since I know DJ's a hypocrite, ladies and gentlemen, whether it was me and whether it was Jones or Val, we all exposed him to be what he is, a sick person who's clearly possessed with the MAGA demon. DJ, once again, go to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
It's like Donald Trump says, DJ.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
All right, well, listen, last words, Jones and Val. Let's start with you, Jones. Closing remarks, and we got to move it on. All right, but it was an honor to have you both, seriously.
Jones, you there? Jones has left us.
I think Jones is teacupping. All right. Well, what about you, Val? We'll go to you, and then maybe go to Jones, and then we'll move it along.
This argument of laws and trying to skirt the situation by saying, "Hey, where was the plane? Was it in U.S. airspace?" The judge didn't write it. The judge didn't. It wasn't written orders yet. It wasn't. People, I want to remind you of something, and a lot of people have seen this through life. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they spend any time in court or went in to watch traffic court while they're doing their own traffic ticket.
Yeah.
Anybody ever seen in court where the judge said you need to go take a drug test right now? Okay. What does that person have to go do right now?
Right.
Okay.
Tell him W Val. He knows.
This is not up for debate, people. The law is the law. If you don't like it, change it the proper way. That I don't have a problem with.
Yeah.
But don't subvert the law, because once you subvert the law, that opens up those same problems for all of us.
Amen. Amen. Again, W Val in the chat. No lies detected. Listen, you and me and Jones, we did a number on DJ, and he's going to go back and lick his wounds. I'm pretty sure he's in a live right now, ran by another Trump supporter, probably Snuggles, crying. But you know what? There has to be some sort of punishment, right? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give another round of applause for Jones and Val for doing that. They didn't have to, but they took time out of their busy morning to come up here and cook. Thank you so much. Alrighty then, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see, we have an outstanding show going on this morning. I didn't know it was going to happen, but it did happen. All right, let me bring up my good friend PA. Hi PA, how are you doing? Long time no see. Well, I've seen you.
It's nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it's nice to talk to you as well. Everything okay?
Great show as always.
Thank you.
Everything's okay. I actually have some really great news.
Oh,
my mom became a citizen.
Oh.
We started that during the Biden administration and got it done. But what made me think of that is listening to DJ up there.
Yeah.
You know, when you become a citizen, one of the things you have to do is you have to swear to support the Constitution, that you will defend the Constitution of the United States. And it made me so sad to see an American citizen like DJ going against the Constitution and trying to come up with excuses for why. You know, it's okay. We voted for it. And,
yeah,
you know, that's something that I take very seriously. I don't want to support anyone, even like somebody from my own party who would be for, going around the Constitution because we're going to get some kind of win on something that our party wants. And
so in your opinion, people should follow the law.
Absolutely.
Is what you're saying. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. And this is what DJ is just not understanding.
Right. He's struggling to understand that. And as you always remind them, right?
Yeah.
It's they really don't have the legs to stand on when they voted in a felon. So it's just
WPA.
It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I wanted to say is that when you talked about the soccer player, right? He has a tattoo of Real Madrid, which is a very popular soccer team.
Mm-hmm.
So if that can get you sent to the prison in El Salvador, which, I'm sure all people have seen how awful that place is. I mean, that is for very hardcore criminals. So to just gloss over that like he did and say, well, if he was in there and then, just bring him back. After what? After you put him through that, after you uproot his entire life, after you call him a criminal, after he's going to a country he's not even from, to put, over a tattoo that would take 2 seconds to figure out what that was. So I just think that
and they think that
hate that drives what they do is really concerning,
because it would be a huge disruption either way it goes. Let's just say they found out after the fact that they made a mistake. That's pretty traumatizing to put somebody in their family through, right? You could look, you got a job, now your employer finds out you've been put on one of these flights, and even if it was a mistake, imagine trying to go back there and try to say, oh, they just got it wrong, please let me come back and work here. It's over.
It's over. You never feel safe again. So it's just so awful to just gloss over something like that. Like it doesn't even matter. But they do that to people of color all the time. You know, we see Black people being accused without evidence all the time. We see that happening to Latinos. So
wow.
I just feel like these MAGA people are just so like rooted in their hate, and they like to pretend it's not hate, but we know it's hate. They
Yeah.
like to pretend that they're doing something for the law, but then when it comes to holding up the law, then they can't. Suddenly they're making excuses, turning into pretzels about why and how. So
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're going to continue to do what we do out here, whether they like it or not. They got to get this truth. So I appreciate you, PA. All right. Thank you so
thank you,
much for
Sus. Thanks
coming
for
up.
having me.
All right,
Good show.
WPA.
Thank you.
WPA in the chat. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have an abundance of truth, all right, coming out. Now, Russia just launched a drone attack, it looks like, in a major Ukrainian port city after Trump just said they somehow negotiated a ceasefire. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, one of our allies, Ukraine, just got hit by Russia, despite the fact that Donald Trump has been bragging. Yeah, Odessa, he's been bragging that there's some sort of ceasefire. We've never looked so weak like we look right now. Do you Trump supporters understand this never would have happened if Joe Biden would have been in office? So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I got to warm up the lake of fire. For each and every single one of you Trump supporters that somehow think Donald Trump represents strength, here we have it. Another example of how America just looks weak. We don't even have allies anymore that could actually help us out with this because this deranged lunatic in the White House. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. Let's warm up the lake of fire and send each and every one of these people out here who continue to support this lawless person, this weak person. Let's go ahead and once again send them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA.
You notice we didn't have any of these blacks for Trump decide to bring their special behinds up here either. You know, Red Lady Red. Because I wanted to ask them about what they think about these folks, these Trump supporters, adopting 5 black kids and making them into slaves. I would love to hear what a Trump supporter has to say about that, but they'll never come up here and actually defend that because they know the moment they said or they actually defended that, that's their behind. And this is just a sign of more things to come. Eventually, it's going to be you. And I just got to say that to you blacks for Donald Trump that are wearing those red hats. Eventually, it's going to be you. You're going to find yourself in the next movie. You know, the movie, it's going to be called Get Out MAGA, right? W Zeus, Get Out MAGA. Oh my goodness. Yes. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. All right. We don't got all morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got real work that needs to be done. If you're a Trump supporter, please put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. We don't got all morning to do the same song and dance. All right. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Who do we got? I'm going to bring up my good friend, Takesha. Welcome, Takesha. Hi, Takesha.
Hey, sis, how are you?
You know, another day in the kingdom.
I just got 2 things I want to talk
Thank
on
you.
right quick. The first one is, you know, when Joe Biden was still in office, bless his heart, I hope he's getting plenty of rest.
Yeah.
And the Trump supporters were saying that none of these wars would have broke out, and you know, soon as Trump gets in, you know, because they're scared of Donald Trump,
right?
You know, Putin and all them, that you know everything's gonna just magically stop.
Yeah.
Because they scared of, you know, they scared of Donald Trump.
Right.
And what he could do to him, you know, because somebody told, I asked the guy, I said, well, Putin is allowing Melania to be, you know, like a newborn baby over the airways of, you know, Russia.
Yeah.
I said, but Trump hadn't said anything about that. And he said, well, just wait till he gets in. He's gonna get him.
Yeah.
I was waiting, Zeus.
Yeah.
And my thing is, if they so scared of him,
yeah,
the night that he won, and they knew he was on his way in,
yeah,
everything would have stopped.
Amen.
The wars would have stopped, and everything else, because you know they scared of him.
That's right.
Zeus.
Yes, talk to him.
They're escalating, and they ain't thinking about Donald Trump just like I ain't.
Wow.
Them folks ain't got no fear of Donald Trump no more than I got fear of Casper the Ghost.
Hit him with it, Takesha. These folks don't understand. Tell them the truth and
They ain't
shame the
respecting
devil.
him. They ain't respecting him, Zeus, no more than they respected him the first time he got in office when they was flying them blimps of him across the sky in other
Yeah.
countries. When they
Amen.
laughed him off the stage at the
Amen.
podium. These people have
Amen.
never respected this man because they know he'll bow down Bobby to anybody who got the most money.
That part.
Just send him a love letter and he'll be
Amen.
in love with you for the rest of your life.
Preach it.
And make
Preach
him
it.
feel like he the best thing since applesauce. But Zeus,
Preach
they
it.
need to get off the Trump train and stop thinking that this man is such a great man that people fear because nobody fears him but them.
Amen.
Nobody
Amen.
adores him but them.
Talk to him, Takesha. Talk
Nobody's
to
in
him.
love with him but them.
And Trash Bait. You know Trash Bait loves Donald Trump's diapers. You know that, right? This is
It's
some
it's
sick.
it's it's ridiculous that grown men, Zeus,
Talk to him.
adore this man harder than any woman ever could. I'm so confused about that, Zeus.
Yeah.
You got grown men
Amen.
who love Trump probably more than they love their girlfriend and their wife. And the girlfriend and the wife is over here lacking. And he don't believe nothing she say, but everything Trump says, they hang their whole life on it.
He don't trust his wife, but he trusts Trump. Is that
But
what
he
you?
trusts
Lord,
Trump.
Lord have mercy. I mean, you got to be at the lowest point in your life. And these women out there that got their partner and their partner voted for Donald Trump, they know what you just said is true, Takesha. They know
Listen,
it.
Zeus, she got a picture of him or her on the nightstand on her side, and he got a picture of Trump on his side. He keep turning away from her so he can smile himself to sleep looking at Donald Trump picture every night.
Wow.
It's getting out of control. Zeus.
Yeah. Wow.
Now let me say, and this the next thing, Zeus.
Talk to him.
The part where Donald Trump is trying to reinstate segregation.
Yeah.
If Donald Trump was not a racist, he didn't have to touch that part of anything at all.
That part.
Why
Lady
did
Boss
he
Smoke.
even have to bother it?
Yeah.
Why?
Huh.
What's the purpose of bothering it? You had no reason to even go there, period.
You're right.
But you know what, Zeus? The pale people, that's what I'm going to call them, the pale people.
Talk to him.
Who keep acting like they don't see anything wrong and he's not doing anything wrong. Let me say this to
Speak
you.
on it. You cooking these folks. Go
Let me
ahead,
say this
Takesha.
to you. Nothing you don't see wrong when you haven't been affected by the wrong. I'm gonna give you a good example so y'all can understand.
All right.
You ever seen A Time to Unalive?
Yeah.
When Samuel Jackson's daughter was raped by a man and his brothers, and they threw loaded beer cans at the child and beat her and raped and hung her from a tree till she fell by the tracks.
Lord have mercy.
And Samuel Jackson unalived the guy that did it.
Yeah.
And the whole town of white people were mad at Samuel Jackson. They wanted him to be sent and put to unalivement because of what he did to that white man.
Yeah.
They didn't think about what that man had did to that man's child that caused him to go off the deep end like that.
Yeah.
And my favorite part of the movie was when Jake Brigance, the lawyer, stood in the courtroom and told them to close their eyes.
Oh.
And he said everything that those boys had did to that little girl. And someone was still in the courtroom, didn't care, until he said, "Can you see her? Can you see her body broken with loaded beer cans thrown over, soaked in their urine, and their semen?" He said, "Can you see her?" And then he said, "Now picture her white." And Samuel Jackson got off.
Wow.
Until they see what we went through in a white person, they will never understand because they never went through what we went through because of the color of their skin. But if it starts happening to them, Zeus, only then will they care to do something about it.
Ain't that something? You woke that game up this morning, Takesha. That's powerful. I felt every word you said, and you know
Blagger, you're piss poor pitiful. You're piss poor pitiful. There is nothing Donald Trump can do for you to give you the respect that you need to have for yourself as a black person.
That part.
We have come far, but we have not come far enough
Amen.
for him to still look at us as we're equal.
Amen.
And I serve a God.
Amen.
Come on in there now, Jesus.
Amen. Go
We
ahead.
are all equal in the sight of him, and he has no respect of person.
That part.
So it don't matter who don't see me as I am, as long as he does. But they need to
Amen.
get off the Trump train, go repent, get on their knees and find the Lord. And maybe they can find some empathy for people who don't look like them. You have a
Amen.
great day, Zeus.
Amen. W in the chat for Takesha. No lies detected. Woo-wee. This show, honestly, this show has definitely been a little off the rails, but we're going to keep it on the tracks at the end of the day, all right? Let's move it along, all right? What do we got next? All right, I got to bring in my brother Attacking. All right, welcome, Attacking. See, no one's mad at you. All right. Now, all right. Welcome, Attacking. Now, you've been riding this train that we've been on, all right? And it's boy, we've gone through a lot. We've been connecting a lot of dots in here.
I'm going to connect another one.
Okay, please do. Welcome, Attacking.
Hello. How are you, bro? Last night you were in a broadcast.
I was.
And you were being yelled at by a Russian troll.
I sure was.
So was Swervin.
Yep.
In regards to some information that was put forth in regards to USDA taking away funds. Can I play an audio really quick?
If you got time, please play it.
Listen to this.
USDA.gov instead of Politico. You'll find more out. He lied to your people this morning, buddy, and I found out, and I looked it up. There is nothing going on with USDA. You may want to go look.
Okay, so she said that, right?
Yeah, the Russian bear.
Right. And said that there's nothing going on with the USDA, correct?
She's unhinged. Yeah, she said that.
Okay, so Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
The Russian bear lives in your state.
Yes, unfortunately, we share the same air.
Down south.
Well, good.
From what we
Distance.
understand.
Thank goodness. You know, because you don't want to accidentally run into some of these characters, right? So thank God.
Now you know where Fresno's at, right?
Yes, I have a very clear understanding of where Fresno's at.
If the school board of Fresno was to bring up the fact that the USDA is going to take funds away from their school in regards to children's food and so on and so forth, that would be a big thing, right?
Absolutely.
So that means if the school board is bringing it up, saying that it's happening, it must be true, correct?
That is correct.
Now let me play what the school board says. Hold on here. Wrong one. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got evidence being entered into the record. Bear with us. Because if we have Russian bears on this app lying, we'll have a problem.
$1 billion in local food programs. Today, Democratic Congressman Jim Costa gathered Valley leaders to sound the alarm. Action News reporter Brianna Willis joins us live from the office of the Fresno County Superintendent of Schools.
Oh.
Costa and local educators claim the end of these programs will impact Valley kids and farmers. Brianna?
Well, Warren, Fresno Unified says in their district alone, these programs serve thousands of meals per day for students. But local leaders are also really concerned about the impact on small rural districts and the impact this could have on students who rely on the fresh food on their tables.
The administration, President Trump, decided to cut over $1 billion with a B, from local food purchase programs.
These programs are the Local Food Purchase Assistance Cooperative Agreement Program, also known as LFPA, and the Local Food for Schools Program, or LFS. They were started in the wake of the pandemic to fund the purchase of foods produced locally. At the time, the USDA says the goal was to address food insecurity and support local farmers.
Without the federal funding, Fresno County schools and food banks will struggle to maintain locally sourced meal programs, forcing many of our school districts to scale back fresh food offerings or seek alternative funding sources.
So,
and let me ask you real quick, attacking that would harm children.
Yes.
If and these are these so-called people we are, the one that said that this isn't happening. They brand themselves as someone that loves the kids and protects them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the comments she made to you, she made a comment of, you better do better research because it makes you look like a fool.
That hurt.
So, did I do better research?
You sure did, and actually, you made them look like a fool. Now that I think about it, and so it's like every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession, right?
So the thing is this:
I'm
the,
holding it back.
If the school board is saying that their children are being harmed by this situation that Trump and his team is doing, is she calling the school board stupid and liars as well, like she called you and Swervin?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like she's doing, and that's just sad. It's really sad to see people whose brains don't work act like they work. It's the most saddest thing I honestly have seen.
And then let me bring one other thing up, and I'm going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice how she was trying to grind you on Harry Session?
What? She was? Oh, okay, I get. Okay, that kind of grind. I thought about something else, but yeah.
Yeah. But yet she ignores all the things that Donald Trump has done and said out of his own mouth, and she doesn't care that he assaulted a woman with his fingers.
Correct.
Walked in the dressing rooms of naked underage teens.
Yeah.
That he and his daughter have sex in common.
Right.
All the perverted things that she tried to make you hold Harry Sessions accountable for basically playing girls.
Yeah.
And yet Donald Trump has assaulted women, and this Russian bore totally ignores and says, I don't care what Donald Trump does. I'm not there for his morality. Yeah.
There you go. And so the good book talks about having telling somebody to get a splinter out of their eye when they got a big old 2x4 in their eyes. And I think that's a good example of what's happening with MAGA right now. Once again, they've exposed themselves to be a bunch of hypocrites, right?
Yeah. So basically, just so if the Russian bore is listening or friends, I have a certain finger standing straight up. Sit and spin. Sit and spin. So I'm gonna go.
All right.
I play dirty. You're the savior. You do things great. You do things the way it should be done properly.
Well, I try.
I don't play that game with dirty pieces of dog doo-doo.
Keep it clean. All right, he did. All right, ladies and gentlemen, W attacking. So we straighten that out again. 110% of everything a Trump supporter says, ladies and gentlemen, most likely it's corrupt, it's misinformation, it's disinformation, it's lies, it's hypocrisy. It has all of that baked into it. All right. And so that's why when they say, well, Zeus, why was there a shift in some blacks that voted for Trump? I said, because it's like a mixtape. Donald Trump dropped, I would argue, probably one of the best mixtapes any president has dropped in 2024 when he did all of those campaigns. He campaigned like 96 times. It was loaded with so many lies, just so much misinformation that it came and it just sounded so good that the brothers, they fell for it. All right. And so what we're going to do is this, ladies and gentlemen, I got to warm up the lake of fire. And this goes to the Russian bear. And not just her, but all of the people that continue to let her run off the leash. Put the bear back on the leash, all right? Seriously, all right? Because she's embarrassing herself and you. Let's send them straight to hell. All right? And if you need help...
Silence!
And if you need help, I can get you a bear trap, all right? Because you got to stop this. Y'all sit here and let your mascot embarrass you on this app every single day, and you wonder why you end up, with all of this circle of truth surrounding you, and it's getting real hot. It's because your mascot is literally an embarrassment to herself and an embarrassment to the entire party, and they know exactly who they are. W Zeus in the chat. W Zeus in the chat. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Do we have any Trump supporters in the chat? Real quick, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. I'd like to talk to mutuals, and then I'd like to go back and dibble and dabble with some people who might necessarily need to be saved, right? Because the physician has to heal the sick. All right, you understand what's going on out here. The physician, that's from the good book. The physician has to heal the sick. And so what I got to do is I got to reach out to those who might be sick and in need of help and say, hey, I'm the doctor. W Zeus. Bring up my good friend Andy. Long time no see, Andy. How have you been?
I have been watching this wonderful show that the Republicans call, I guess, government.
Yeah.
While they screw us all. Did you happen to notice that Laura Ingraham asked Donald Trump why he was nicer to our adversaries than he was to our allies? And he was talking about Canada.
Yeah. And what was his answer, Andy? What was his answer?
I didn't really hear him give one. Like, they went off the rails. But I did want to know if you'd heard Canada's new song.
Oh, what is it? No, I haven't.
It's to the tune of "I Will Survive."
Really? You got it on you? I would love to hear it. All right, because we need some good news. All right, W, Andy. It's a sad thing when Americans are actually rooting for Canada at the way we are now, and then we're only doing it because we know Donald Trump has destroyed this country of ours. Seriously.
Exactly. Are you ready?
Yeah, I sure am.
Thinking how you did us wrong. Now we've banded all together. Your tariff made us strong, and so
Hey.
you're not so great. There's not a snowball's chance in hell we'll be your 51st state. We should have told you this before. You don't believe this, but it's true.
Hey.
You really need our resources far more than we need you. So now just go.
Hey.
Walk out the door. We do not need you. You're not welcome anymore.
Hey.
Weren't you the one who instigated these trade fights?
True.
You'll soon grow to regret it when we turn out your lights, Canada.
So what do you think of that?
I like the part where she said, you'll regret it when we turn out your lights. Because I literally see these Trump supporters wearing their red hats, but they don't understand. No one can see those red hats when the lights get turned out. Right, Andy? All right? And that's the way it should be.
You can't spell hate without red hat. Let's be honest.
That part is true.
But
wow.
I just wanted to share that with you. Now you can get back to your lovely, adoring Trump supporters.
All right.
See
Listen,
ya.
it was a pleasure to see you, ladies and gentlemen. That's my good friend Andy. W's in the chat for Andy. No lies detected, and we got music to go with it. That's awesome. That's one heck of a combo. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving it along. All right. I'm going to bring up my good friend Holy Vibration. Yes. Good morning. How are you doing?
Zeus.
Yes.
My friend, how are you?
Well, you see what I'm doing. I got my hands full. Actually, it's easy work, but you see, we're taking care of serious business. And you?
I'm good. You remember me as drummer? Remember I came up over?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, this is my backup account. Hey,
nice.
I'm kind of puzzled about something, and I'm wondering if you can help me clear something up, especially regarding my MAGA friends out there. Well,
okay.
Not really friends, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. See, when Trump wanted to become king, because now if you were to check out the White House page, they now refer to him as king.
Really?
Oh yeah. When he wanted to achieve that goal, he said, "Well, I have to dupe the unintelligent folks out there. So let me see if I could say something that's going to help me reach my endeavor here." So I don't know if I'm hearing things, Zeus, but maybe you could help me. Isn't this what he said during his campaign?
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
I take the oath of office, I will rapidly drive prices down and we will make America affordable again. Prices will come down. You just watch. They'll come down and they'll come. We will rapidly defeat inflation. We're going to bring your prices down. Vote Trump and your incomes will soar, your net worth.
And Zeus, one more thing, man. I'm sorry to bother you, my friend, but I'm still confused because when he was up there duping the dummies on his campaign, did he also say this?
Would you give Ukraine weapons and funding if you were?
I would sit down. Let me just put it a nicer way. If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day.
Okay, it's been 60 days now, Zeus.
Wow. See, now I'm angry. Now, that one made me angry.
Yeah.
That one actually made me angry.
Yeah.
Especially what happened today.
Yeah, exactly. And now check this out. The New York Times is reporting on Trump and Musk looking at a potential war now with China. So MAGA, you remember MAGA, how you all gloated? No wars under Trump? No wars under Trump? Look what he did to Yemen. Look what he's trying to do to Gaza. Look what he's trying to do to China right now, MAGA. So MAGA, tell me one thing, MAGA. How's that vote working out for you right now? How's that vote working out for you right now? Anyway, Zeus, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Wow.
I'm sorry to spam your thing, but I had to come up and say that. And you know what? I'm not able to put my picture on, but I just want to say one last thing, Zeus, and then I'll drop. I'm looking at the cabinet that was under Biden. I see 3 black gentlemen and a lady serving in this cabinet. Biden had no problem running as vice president under a black man, Obama. Biden had no problem having a sophisticated, educated black woman run with him, and that's Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Tim Walz had no problem running under a sophisticated, intelligent, very well qualified black woman, and that's Kamala Harris. Now, if you look at Trump's cabinet, if you look at his photo, I don't see one black man or woman. And when you couple that with them removing Jackie Robinson's page from the White House, and you want to say that your fat Cheeto man is not a racist slob, you need to open your eyes, MAGA, because you guys got duped. MAGA, do you know what that word means? Duped? You got played. MAGA, you got played.
Played Zeus, like a fiddle.
Zeus.
Yeah.
You have a great day. I love you, brother. Thanks for all that you do.
All right. Love you too, ladies and gentlemen. This is Holy Vibration. No lies. No lies detected. You see MAGA right now. This is why I have to do this show. I don't want to wake up every morning 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, right? I got so many things I could be doing with my life. I'm a busy, very busy person. I'm supposed to be on TikTok, doing the thing with the music, but I see that there's a greater need right now. We have to, in order to save this country of ours, daily and religiously push back against the misinformation and disinformation and the hypocrisy and the demonization that these people wearing the red hats are hell bent on trying to, I guess, serve to American people. You know what they like to say? The most dangerous thing is the stuff coming in through our southern borders. You know what I'm talking about. And I would like to actually say, while that is very harmful stuff, it is. What's more dangerous is MAGA and the ideology, because that's something you can't, capture and put it in a bag and lock it up and discard. This MAGA ideology, and because you have people willing to unalive themselves for Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump says you don't need to be on Social Security anymore. And these are people who obviously had to go through a very difficult time to qualify for getting Social Security benefits. I heard one of them say, Well, you know what? Well, if Donald Trump said that, maybe he's right. I don't need these Social Security benefits. As if they could get out here and actually compete in the workforce. You're on those benefits because you need them. The guy that I did a video about, whose wife was deported, because she filled out her paperwork. They went on vacation to Puerto Rico. You know who I am, Bradley Bartell. Do you regret that you voted for Donald Trump to deport your wife? No, I don't regret doing that. What I'll do is, I guess I got to go to Peru and visit her then. I guess that's where my love is at. Yeah, but I think Donald Trump did the right thing destroying my family. I just got to worry about how my son's going to deal with this. His son's 12 years old. This is some sick stuff. This is why I say it's the most dangerous thing. It's the most dangerous thing going on in this country right now. The MAGA ideology. These liars. So they go and attack DEI, right? DEI doesn't help me, so we don't need it. All right? Next thing you know, jobs. They start losing their jobs. And they proudly walk out of these federal agencies with no job. But guess what? There's no more DEI. Does that make sense to you, Trump supporters? You can't even see this man is playing you. You don't need DEI. It's like I've been saying. You won't be woke, but you will be broke. Yeah, imagine that. You can't pay your mortgage. You can't go buy food. And all you got to hold on is, I feel safer at night knowing Donald Trump deported those people. Well, 2 days later, those people are back in the country because Donald Trump really didn't have the power to do what he did. And so now you're out of a job, you're broke, and the people you thought were gone, they're really in this country. When are y'all going to wake up and realize this man doesn't give a darn about you? Him and Elon Musk never have, and they're not going to start, never will. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what that is. W Zeus. Let me go ahead and bring up my next analyst. Who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Who do we got next? Oh, my goodness. Who do we got next? All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter, and I'll try to bring you right on up here, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all day. Seriously. Good morning, Nutty.
Great show this morning. Good morning. How are you?
Tom, are you a Trump supporter? Seriously, Tom. We don't got all morning to play around with you. I'm doing all right, Nutty.
Well, he says put me up, so go for it, sir, if you want to.
Yeah, well, he didn't confirm. You got a lot of sneaky people out here. You got to watch this sometimes, Yeah. So go for it.
I was just going to say very quickly, we're talking about the Constitution, Article 6.
Okay.
Article 6, subsection A, the guarantee of the Constitution. I need people to really go hone in on that. It guarantees that the Constitution and all the laws and treaties of the United States to be supreme law of the country. With that being said, I came in on the tail end of DJ.
Yeah.
And I think you had Val and Jones in the box.
Did a number on them.
I came in on the part where I believe he was asking where was the plane that was ordered to come back. The reason why that subsection is so important, and I don't know if you all covered this because I came in late this morning. So if you've already covered it, please forgive me. The reason why that's so important is that when the Constitution laid out the roles of government, so we know in Article 1 established Congress and its roles.
Right.
Article 2 established the executive and its role, with Article 3 establishing the judiciary. I think it's important that we get back to the simple or the simplistic Constitution.
Yeah.
You guys should have learned this in what, 5th, 6th grade?
Yeah.
Or let's just say 8th grade. For sure. By 8th grade. All right? We have 3 co-equal branches of government. We do not have one branch of government that sits above the other. They're co-equal branches of government. That's how we have this term called checks and balances.
There you go.
We know that Congress, allotted by the Constitution, controls the purse. I mean, we've heard it, right?
Where did you go? It's hard to hear you. Where did you go, Nutty?
I'm still here. I'm
Oh.
still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now I can hear you.
So we know that Congress controls the purse, meaning they can allocate funds. They dictate where funds go to. We know that the executive, what is the sole purpose of the executive? Is to carry out the laws that are on the books.
Right.
And what is the sole benefit of the judiciary? To interpret the laws that are written. You see how they all entwine with each other?
Yeah.
They all entwine.
Yeah.
So when a federal, this is not a local judge, mind you. This is not your judge from Mayberry.
Right.
When a federal judge gives an order, it must be complied with immediately within the time frame that judge sets out.
That part.
It does not matter if it's a written order or an oral order. An order is an order.
And it must be abided by, period, case closed. I don't want to hear any excuses about that. And Dim C8, I sent you an invite to come on up here. If you put any more misinformation or lies in my chat, bro, I'm going to tell my mods to do whatever they want to you because we're not here to entertain you. We're here to teach you. Seriously. Sorry, Nutty.
I love about that, no, you're fine. What I love about that, Zeus,
what's that?
Is they can type all day long in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
They can type all day long in the chat, but they are so weak that they can't even get up in the box. They're not even facing you face to face, in person, man to man.
Mm-hmm.
They're still behind a screen, and they still are weaker than jellyfish.
That part.
So I'm gonna pull a script from the former vice president. If you have something to say to him, come say it to his face.
Right.
Otherwise, STFU.
Thank you. W Nutty. If you're a Trump supporter, put a 1 in the chat. We'll bring you right up here. There's no reason for you to remain ignorant and uninformed, all right? We'll bring you up here, and we'll help you get to the bottom of it.
So, Zeus, you really got a lot of people triggered in this live because deplorable. Again, so I just said that according to Zeus, I'm going to say this to you, deplorable. If you got something to say to me, request a box. Zeus, I will kindly ask Zeus to bring you up, and I will give you the space to say it to my face. But you know what? Deplorable.
Where's deplorable?
You are so weak. I guarantee you don't have the cojones to come up here and say it to my face.
Deplorable. I don't got all morning. Let's just get this out of the way. I don't see deplorable.
You don't have the cojones.
Send a guest request. Send a guest request. Deplorable.
They're not going to send a guest request to you, Zeus. Mm-hmm. You already know the game.
Yeah.
I'm calling out your manhood, deplorable.
Vargas.
I'm calling it out. Because if somebody called up my manhood, I would want to defend my manhood. But you see, you're not man enough to defend your manhood because you don't have any cojones.
Hey, deplorable, listen, you can come up here and defend yourself real quick, all right? We don't got all morning, but yeah, I don't think they're coming up. They know what they are.
They're not gonna come up. So I just want to encourage everyone. We see dark days ahead here in this country.
Right.
All right. If we hold true to the Constitution, and if we keep sticking making our voices heard to the elected officials, hold Congress responsible. Y'all get on the phone.
Thank you.
Make a phone call. You know what? People complain about Maxine Waters. The reason I love Auntie Max so much is because she means what she says and she says what she means.
There you go.
When she told us to stay in their face, that's exactly what we need to do. We need to hold these people accountable. They work for us.
Yep.
Thank you, Sweet Sensation, for putting that number in the.
There you go. There you go.
They work for us. But more importantly, I see Asler is in the room.
Hey,
today.
Asler, did you hear what I played earlier? They're deporting people like you, and you didn't know that, Asler. I just didn't know if you knew about that. It looks like you got reported, Nutty. Oh my goodness.
Hey, of course, but you know what? The devil works hard, but I work harder. You will not silence me.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get him out of here and save him. Thank you, Nutty. Thank you, Nutty. Asler, if you didn't know it, I want to make sure I give you this information right here, Asler. Listen up, all right?
Which allows the government to deport people with little to no due process.
Here it goes.
But the one members of criminal gangs, and many are being deported under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which allows the government to deport people with little to no due process. But the White House has not provided any detailed information on exactly who they are. Attorneys for Jersey Reyes Barrios, a professional soccer player from Venezuela with no criminal record, say he was apparently one of the men sent to El Salvador. His attorney says Barrios came to the United States border legally seeking asylum in September 2024, but he was accused of being a gang member by law enforcement because of his tattoos that were similar to ones affiliated with the gang Tren de Aragua.
Asler, if you don't mind, I just want to talk to you for a quick second because I just have to ask you, real quick, brother. Honestly, seriously, we don't need to go into any of the identity politics.
What's going on? How you doing, man?
Yeah. So the story that I just shared, right? This is somebody from Venezuela. You're from Venezuela, right?
Yes, sir.
You have tattoos, right?
Nope, I don't like to do.
Okay. I thought you had tattoos, but
no, I'm black. They don't look good on me.
Well, okay, actually,
my skin is too good to have tattoos.
Okay, actually, that's worse than having a tattoo. So they got it wrong, Asler, and I just want to know honestly, how do you feel about somebody from your country being deported, not because they were a criminal, but because they looked like they were a criminal? And I need you to be honest, sir, because I get it. You love Trump.
I'm honest. Let me tell you this. If this is true, stuff like this is gonna happen. The same like some people they send to Salvador. Probably some people they are not like transgender hour, but they're criminal. Okay.
No, they're not a criminal. Ashley, he's a soccer player.
100%.
No, he's a soccer.
About the one you're talking about. I know. If that's true, the one you're talking about, and he's innocent.
Yes.
They gotta do something about him, But it's just one person. You can say one person is define us. You know what I mean?
So
stuff like that happened with Biden. It started with Obama. Remember when Obama deported all these people? They messed it out a lot. They got whole people taking all these people. They go to this company taking these people in. You know what I'm talking about? It's just one guy, man.
No. It didn't happen with Obama, and it didn't happen with Biden. You know why?
It happened. I live in Houston, Texas. I saw it.
Because Asler,
all these people waiting for
Asler,
they take these people in.
Asler, did Obama or Biden ever invoke the Alien Enemies Act?
No, sir.
No, so you can't. Thank you. So you're being honest, Asler. Asler, you're being honest. So they didn't do this.
I tried. At least I'm
this situation happened because the president now invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. There was no due process. They just looked at him and said he could be trouble and made him get on the airplane and sent him to El Salvador. You agree that's wrong. And I'm glad that you are now.
That's one guy.
This is one. No, Asler, this is one guy you know about. Imagine all the other families that this administration has done this to. And I've played a couple of the videos. One guy, he was in a taco truck. I got another video of a pregnant woman who ICE surrounded the vehicle.
That's not true. That's not true. 100%. I'm telling you right now, that's not true.
You want me to put
video? They're fake videos. They're old videos.
What if they're
made out videos?
Asler, what if they're real?
They're not. I'm telling you right now.
Okay,
I know people,
all right.
They put him in because they don't have no license, right?
Okay.
After they check it out, they let it go. They let it go.
Okay. All right. Well, I have nothing else to ask of you. I understand you're busy worshiping Donald Trump still. So what I'm going to do, Asler, is I'm going to take care of business the way that I normally do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Asler right there. This guy looks in the mirror every morning and says, "I hate you." This is what he does every morning. I hate you. He's talking about himself, his family, his children, and it's the sickest thing I've ever seen. So Asler, once again, brother, I don't know what else to say other than go to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You just can't make this stuff up. It's starting to, the wagons are circling around Asler every day. We have another story that gets closer and closer to hitting home. And I know Asler's going to be like that other guest, not the other guest, but the one that his partner got deported, and they said, I'll just go to Peru then. But Donald Trump did the right thing. I honestly believe Asler, if Donald Trump were to deport him, Asler would say, "Thank you, Donald Trump." He would do that, ladies and gentlemen. Because Asler hates himself. He knows he shouldn't be in this country. All right, let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. We got to move it along. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. All right, who do we got next? All right, I'm gonna bring in my good friend, Dr. Lex. Hey, Dr. Lex, how are you doing?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Asler, I can't understand how he even comes up here and talks to anybody because he sounds like he's a black man that sounds like Ricky Ricardo on a Dora the Explorer cartoon.
Right.
And yet he still comes up here and he tries to argue, but I'm telling you, the minute he gets pulled over,
it's over.
He's going to get a free haircut and a walk of shame straight to El Salvador. So, something, I want to address DCC or DECMCC8. Why don't you come up here?
I tried to bring them up here, but I think they're intimidated by the intelligence and the diversity that this show brings to TikTok. They just can't handle it, to be quite honest. But it's okay. Mods can do whatever they want with them. All right, put them in a straight jacket.
Yeah, I'm definitely tired of seeing him in the comments talking about your music career when I've clearly worked with you and I've got these records all over my wall back.
There you go, Dr. Lex. Go ahead and educate them. All right.
But no. The thing is it's in the try. The segregation that Donald Trump is attempting to put in through executive order is definitely a try. They're trying. So now the way I feel about it is if you voted for Trump, you're a racist.
Yeah.
You are a racist. That's it.
Yeah.
And someone just messaged me and said that ICE picked up a black activist in Louisiana.
Wow.
Okay, so what they've done is they've gotten rid of due process.
Yep.
And now what they do is they grab you and they chain you up, shave your head, and send you straight out of the United States, and that's against the Constitution. All together, all the way.
Yeah.
So I would love to talk to some black MAGA supporters right now and see what their say is on the segregation. Okay, Max CUA, come up here. You see him?
Yeah, I did. I sent them an invite, but these people, they don't have really anything to hang their hat on. These are some of the most miserable, confused people I've ever seen, Dr. Lex. You ask them right now, what has Donald Trump done to help them? All they will do is bring up Joe Biden. It makes absolutely no sense. W. Kabira in the chat. She got him.
The thing is if you are willing to say all these things in the comments, but you're too scared to come up here, you are a coward. Basically, you're literally a coward. You're literally a coward. I think your father and your mother should be ashamed of you for being a coward. They raise cowards. And they're doing all this. They're doing all this stuff to us right out in the open. It's clearly racist. The Republicans are racist. They're no longer racist. That's it.
The Democrats, Lex, the brothers get up here, the brothers and the sisters, Red Lady Red and stuff like that. The Democrats were the ones that were doing the racist stuff. If you go and look at your history, Lex, come on now.
Well, I mean, something. They forgot about the Southern strategy and the party switch in 1964 because the Republicans at the time were liberal. The Republicans were liberal. You guys, I'm getting so tired of seeing this and having to go through day to day and helping kids that have been subjected to this racism every day.
Yeah.
Something, Zeus. I was being a musician before all this.
Yeah.
I was enjoying myself.
Yeah.
And now I have to go back and switch and use my rec education in order to prevent these kids from being harmed.
Thank you.
Every time I'm trying to find this funding for kids in school, having to come out of my own pocket sometimes.
Wow.
Having to get tuition and admissions waived.
Wow.
Having to go and get these kids that are from predominantly African descent islands from these PWI schools that have kicked them out.
Yeah.
This is every day.
Wow.
They're doing this every day since January.
Yeah.
And I don't feel as though if it's fair to say that they, just because they pick a token or two and they put them in the corner
as
a decoration, that they're not racist. That's what like the Kenny and Asler and Osa and Joel Patrick. You're all token statues in the corner.
Oh, Dr. Lex.
And I'm tired of them. And Snuggles looks like a caterpillar on roids. He looks like
Wow.
a hairy caterpillar with a facial affliction.
Yeah. These people
And
are miserable at the end of the day, and it shows all over their face. I agree.
I mean, but another thing is Red Lady Red or whatever her name is. People like to say she has a big mouth, and physically she does.
Oh,
it's physical. It's a physical big mouth.
Red Lady Red, we need you to listen. She gets mad.
If you can eat a $5 footlong sideways, you've got a big mouth.
Lord have mercy. See, Red Lady Red, we got to get you to just come clean and stop embarrassing yourself out here, all right? Admit it, you made a mistake. At a certain point, you got to take accountability.
Yeah, I mean, you know something, I'm not going to do that because you've been getting banned a lot. I was going to show you a picture. Oh, you know, there's a little statue that wears a red jacket and a red hat that holds a lantern that people like to put in their front yards.
Okay.
You're familiar with that, right? The long jockey?
Which one is that one? You got the boat.
I mean, I can show you the picture.
Yeah, show us the picture. Show us the picture, all right? Yeah. You got to get it going.
Let me scroll back. I got quite a few pictures in here of stuff. Oh, there it is.
I know Lex comes prepared. There you go. Yeah.
That one.
If you're not
What? You know, I've never seen that. That's crazy.
It's very common.
People put that out there in their yard?
It's racist people put that in their yard. That's it's common to see in the South.
Maybe that's why I haven't seen that. Wow.
Originally, they weren't painted black like that. They were originally for equestrian people because it's a jockey. It was a lawn jockey. But then they got them and they started painting them black, using them as a microaggressive racist.
Does that mean you kind of elevated? You walk past, because I'm not from the area. But what if I would have walked past a house and they had that out there? Would that mean that these people are racist? Is that a low key way to promote racism?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, though, Zeus is I live near a river, and I've put a lot of those in the river for people. So if you have one around here and it goes missing, go down there and get in about 25 or 30 feet of water. There's going to be about 4 or 5 of them down there that I've put in there in the last 20 years.
Wow.
Because I will come get it out of your yard and I will put it in the river because I don't like that representation of us.
That guy, W. Lex in the chat. Wow.
You know something? I'm really, really getting to the point where every day I get up and I turn on the news feed and I start trying to find out what's going on in government. That here we go. It's something new every day, and it's always an attack on people of ethnicity or of a marginalized community.
Yep.
And my last question for the chat is, how do you determine who is trans in the bathroom? Has anybody got that answer for me?
I'm looking, because you know these Trump supporters, these people are some sick folks. They will look at you. They will go, excuse me, show me what's down. These people are sick.
Oh, somebody asked me if I burn Teslas. No, they do that quite well on their own. And another thing is SpaceX is nothing more than $1 billion fireworks. Shoot them in the air and boom, they blow up.
Wow. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen.
And then he's on TV crying. Oh, people are so mean to me because I'm literally being one of the most racist men on the planet who's taking everyone's jobs, including
that part. No, you're mean to yourself, Elon. What happened, Elon, is you do exactly what all these people do. You look in the mirror and you say, I hate myself, and you go and worship Donald Trump and you catch hell.
I wish they had a fireworks thing on TikTok that you could send out every time one of SpaceX rockets blow up, because they're not keeping track of that.
Yeah. Wow. Tell them. Well, listen, I got to move it on, brother. But ladies and gentlemen, that's my good friend, Dr. Lex. You know where to follow and find him at. All right. Keep up the good work. Oh, my goodness. What an incredible show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Brother Lex. Thank you so much. Peace. I mean, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this has been quite the show of force this morning, all right? I mean, we don't get opportunities to do things like this all the time. So, we're going to go ahead and make this one heck of a day by ending on a high note. Welcome, Shay. How are you doing?
How are you? Oh, man. What a great show.
Another barn burner for the history books, all right?
It has been a powerful show, man.
Yeah. The Trump supporters, Shay, they don't have it in them anymore. This is where we're at right now. They know Donald Trump has failed them.
They know. Yeah. You see the town halls, you see the people. I mean, the woman that they voted in over Cheney, the Republican Party in Wyoming, and because she stood up against tyranny. And fascism against Trump, even though she voted with him 95% of the time, right?
Yeah.
So she's a real conservative.
Yeah.
Threw her out, and they have Hagerman, and Hagerman was up there just getting screamed at by the Republicans in Wyoming. Yeah, I mean, this is happening. These are not Democrats. These are not, no, this is the constituents realizing you have lied to us.
Amen.
We're getting our veteran benefits cut. The Social Security offices are closing down.
Right.
So when you go in with a chainsaw without thinking of doing how this is going to affect federal offices all over the country, including our veterans, our postal, our Social Security, all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
And people are losing their jobs and they can't access their benefits and websites are closed down. And then you have websites that are cleaning out any history of women and black people and all of this and the attacks on DEI and now the ending of segregation in federal buildings, which I'm not real sure of. I keep wondering, does that mean that women no longer have our own spaces in federal buildings? Like, where does the segregation stop? Because I kind of wonder, like, they were so about trans women going into bathrooms and leaving these spaces that women have fought so hard to have.
Yeah.
But now they're ending segregation in federal buildings. Does that mean that there's no longer going to be private spaces for women?
And so what does that lead to, Shay? Because they don't understand it.
That's what I'm curious
about.
Ray,
Shay is not lying, ma'am. What I need you to do, Ray, is just listen. Just listen, Ray.
I'm not lying. You can look all of this up. And even some of your sources will be reporting it as well. What am I lying about, Ray? Come up here and talk to me.
I promise you Ray won't come up here. Let's see.
No, they love to run their mouths. But tell me what I'm lying about, because I'd love to know, because everything else what I've said is absolutely true.
Yeah.
And so I'm just curious how this isn't racism. This isn't apparent what's going on. The attacks on Black history. They don't want it taught. So,
right.
But what I did want to talk about is the DOE. So the Department of Education is only for federal funding or discrimination.
Right.
Okay. So it has nothing to do with how kids are learning. States, I was an educator for years. States dictate curriculum, not the DOE.
Amen. W, Shay. Make sure W, Shay.
So you sending it to the states is not going to help the kids learn better. Obviously, they already have the power to do that.
Yep.
Okay. But what they are doing, and what they've been talking about for eons, for 40 years, is that they want to put God back in school. They want to put the Bible back in school. They want to put prayer back in school. And then they've been attacking liberal indoctrination. Kids are being liberally indoctrinated, right? So they want to control curriculum. They want to fix Black history. They don't want the actual Black history taught because it makes our little white kids feel guilty. Right?
Oh, that's what it is, Shay. Guilty.
Yes, that's why I got out of education. They've been seeing it since the early 90s. Coming on the pike.
Guilty. It makes them feel like Trump felt after he was convicted, huh?
So
never mind the crimes.
Yeah, don't be fooled. And so if you're not wealthy and you can't afford private school, your kids are literally screwed. They're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed. Your whole family is screwed. They have a
How many of you Trump supporters are wealthy? Put a one in the chat if you're a wealthy MAGA. Ray, are you wealthy? Seriously, she didn't want to come up when I invited her. She declined the request, which means Ray knows.
Yeah. This is what's happening. So, and I live in the lovely state of Texas. They're already putting the
Yeah.
10 commandments places and Bibles in schools and putting prayer. They're so excited. They're so excited.
Ain't that something?
But God forbid they can't do gun legislation. They can't do other things to help protect our children. But we're gonna go this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't understand how this is constitutional because it's freedom of speech or freedom of religion, right?
Yeah.
And freedom of speech as well. You should be able. You want to teach your kids your religion, do it at home, do it in your churches. But
Exactly.
It doesn't belong. I can tell you that as an educator.
Well, most of these people, honestly, they shouldn't try to educate their kids when they've only got like a 4th grade education. It's honestly a disgrace. Like Ray in the chat, Ray, please don't educate no one.
Please
Work on educating yourself. Seriously. Well, listen, Shay, I appreciate that.
Yes,
all right.
Absolutely. Love you guys. But that's
All right.
what's going on. We'll watch and see.
All righty then.
Love you
All
guys.
right, ladies and
Have a
W
wonderful
Shay in the chat. Seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot of confidence that this country is definitely going to be saved, and it's going to take a lot of the work that you see currently happening right now in the Democrat Party. Right now, these people are scared. They don't want to come up in the box because they know the moment they get up here, we're going to catch them in their lies like we caught DJ. And so before I wrap this show up, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end this show on a super high note. And let's let AOC wrap up this week with what I call and not just me, others say it's actually the speech of the year. What she did, oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, and what she said. This right here is what I was telling these Trump supporters. Do not wake a sleeping giant, but you woke one.
That Republicans and the Trump administration like to flap about working people. If you actually listen carefully, every once in a while they let the mask slip about what they actually think about us. Just last week, President Trump's lawyer, her name is Alina Habba, she went on television, and when she actually had to be faced with explaining her job, and when she actually had to be faced with doing her job,
right?
This is what she had to say.
Go ahead, AOC.
Quote, what intellectual thought? And she was asked about me. Quote, what intellectual thought? You were in a bar. You were in a bar, AOC, and not to have a drink, but to serve one. And I want you all to understand, and I don't care what this woman says about me, but I want you to understand that she isn't just talking about me here.
She's not.
She's talking about you. She's talking about all of us. Because the entire job of the president's lawyer is to speak for him. Trump hired her to speak for him. So imagine what it means for our country that the president's own lawyer cannot even conceive of a working class person being intelligent simply because of the job that they have. This woman could not even recognize the American dream if it was fed to her on a silver spoon. But understand that this kind of disdain for working people by the most powerful people in this country doesn't just come from not being raised right. It's a shorthand for Elon Musk and Donald Trump's entire political agenda. And a certain ugly kind of politics. Lying to and screwing over working people so that they can steal from our health care and Social Security and veterans care to pay for tax cuts for the wealthiest and bailouts for their crypto billionaire friends. Corruption.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give AOC a huge round of applause. Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats will not surrender this great country of ours to Donald Trump and MAGA. All right, we need better people before we do that, and you guys are the worst of the worst. I want to give you all a huge round of applause. Thank you to each and every single one of you who tuned in this morning. We ended this week on a very, very high note. All right, I want to give a special thank you to all of my subscribers, my gifters, my moderators, and the panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be as educational, entertaining, and engaging as it is. But I also want to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. I want to make sure I say their name this time. Snuggie. Snuggie, you are the weakest person I've ever seen in my life. You had an opportunity today to come up in here and confront me, and actually Jones too, with all of those so-called things you think you got on us, and you failed miserably. And that's typical Trump supporter behavior. And it's not just Snuggie, but each and every one of my haters. All right, I call them Zeus haters, and they're not just mine; they're yours. These people religiously get on this app and reveal themselves to be a bunch of hypocrites. Right now, they're trying to point out Democrats and say, "Look, Zeus, this person is a terrible person," but they're ignorant and blind to the reality that every single one of you Trump supporters out there, you've lost the ability to address anyone from a moral standpoint the moment you've cast your vote for Donald Trump. After that, I honestly don't care. I wish if you go into a courtroom all over this country, and you got to do your thing with jury duty. One question should be, did you vote for Donald Trump? Because the moment you say yes, you can't serve on the jury. You're compromised. And you know what that means. May you rest, ladies and gentlemen, in hell.
Silence, you matter, Damon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, on that note, make sure you take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. I gotta get out of here. Let's go. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. We burned it down today. Thank you so much, everyone. Seriously. Later, Hector. Take no time. You know what we do. Let's go, let's go. Hey. Take care, I will. You'll see me out here. You'll see me probably out here going into another red live or something like that and planting my flag and letting them know they got it wrong. Hey, Ray, remember, I look good. You don't. Let's go, let's go. And I really do appreciate all of you. When I go into Q-Dog, you and Kabira yesterday, thank you. You know what you did, where you did it at. All right? We're not going to let them just walk around lying, all right? Absolutely not. And if they want to have the conversation, trust me, it'll be the worst conversation they ever had. Hey, Angel. Keep giving them hell in the comment section, Angel. I see what you're doing over there. I appreciate it. All of you who comment on the videos and stuff like that. Thank you. Because right now, you know what we got? We have Trump supporters. They can't find any eggs, so they're eating iguana eggs. Did you see this? These people are eating iguana eggs. And Red Lady, I mean not Red Lady Red, but you too. Ray, you probably eat iguana eggs. Do some drill, baby, drill. I think it's time for some drill, baby, drill. Yeah, let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hit them with the drill, baby, drill. And then we are out of here.
Because she's gonna ban fracking, right?
She's gonna ban fracking.
Yeah, she was against fracking, against all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, about a year and a half ago, when she was getting killed in the polls, she said, "I like fracking very much." Like, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical.
Wow, that's impressive. Thank you, my sister.
But we're going to end that, and we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill.
We're gonna be drilling so deep.
Baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling so deep. We're gonna be, for these guys, we're gonna drill. We're gonna take out so much money. We're gonna pay down our debt.
Here he goes. Here he
We're
goes.
gonna lower your taxes to insane asylums. You know, they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter, drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack, drill, drill. We're gonna frack, frack, frack. Let's go, hey. You know she's gonna bang. You know she's gonna bang.
Let's go, hey.
Up in there, she was against, stacking against all the stuff, and then all the sudden, hey.
Y'all like how big that drill is? I like fracking very much. Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. You know what I'm talking about.
She's a radical.
She can't help it. And that's player talk, right? And we will
and drill, baby, drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna be drilling so deep.
Hey, hello, can you go? We're gonna lower your taxes deep. Insane asylum.
You know they go crazy when I say
the late great Hannibal. Hey,
drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack, frack. Drill, baby, drill. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Time, tell, baby, drill.
We're gonna drill, baby, drill. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Hey, we're gonna drill, baby, drill. Come on, get on up.
Insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say.
What do they say?
The late great Hannibal Lecter.
What do you? Oh,
they say. Why would you mention Hannibal Lecter?
Why would you do that? What are we gonna do?
We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums.
Deep? You know, then they go crazy when I say
the late
great Hannibal. Lower your taxes, deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Hit it, hit it, hit it, drill, baby, drill. Hey, drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. We're gonna lower your taxes, deep insane asylums. You know they go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. How much do you owe, baby? Oh, how much you owe? Oh, you owe $10 million on your house. Don't worry, we're gonna pay off that debt. That's easy, easy. How much you owe in taxes? Oh, $300,000. Don't worry, we'll lower your taxes too, baby. Because guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna drill. We're gonna drill, baby, drill like you've never done in your life. Trust me. And we're gonna frack, frack, frack. Because guess what? We got so much liquid gold underneath our feet, and all we gotta do is drill in to get it. You know what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get up out of here. But honestly, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets, and don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Seriously, have a great rest.